Technical difficulties. You're gonna pull back.
Take it. Allow me. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Blamegirl. Blamegirl is currently getting her microphone. Are you together? Are you there?
Yes. Hi, everybody. It's that time. It is blaming time.
I blame you.
Welcome to the Blamegirl podcast. With Nesci. He's not paying attention.
You're here. He's paying attention.
I'm working on booking our guests, okay? I'm getting texts from the guests. With Dom Nesci, that's me. I don't ever miss a chance to say my own name.
Okay.
Oh, you too.
So, Dom, you're a little distracted over there. How was your week?
My week was it was fantastic. I had a great week. I did a lot of yard work. My lawnmower broke, so there's good news all around, I guess.
You did a lot of yard work, but your lawnmower broke.
Yeah, I did so much yard work that I broke the lawnmower.
Did you change any tires? I hope
no, and that's what I was gonna say. Don't spoil future mansplaining topics, because maybe one of these upcoming weeks it might have a little bit something to do with yard work and mowing the lawn. But I mean,
well, if we know anything, I don't know that we should listen to you, because if anyone took Dom's advice, you may have had a car accident.
Then you would be fine. Then you would be back on the road in no time. Just like later on, I have another topic we're going to mansplain about. We'll get to that later. But I definitely suggest you tune in, because you can learn a lot.
Gonzo, how was your week?
It's been a week. Actually, I've had a week the last 48 hours. Yeah, I've had a week in the last 48 hours.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's been interesting, to say the least. I know I'm not getting ready to go out back and go to work on my panhead Harley. This has been part of my 48-hour week. I was attacked by a Florida bug. It's the kind of bug that attacks you. It bites you. You don't see it coming. You don't see it going, but you feel it hit you. Bah. And then it fucks off.
It sounds like every Thursday night at Swampgrass Willie's.
And then you're left with a angry red patch on your head that is just like. So, but yeah, it's been from that to a 4-alarm meltdown by my 72-year-old deplorable mother. I love you, Mom. I love you to death. And my guest for the Gonzo radio show, which is still gonna fucking be on right after this at 8:00, because I'm determined. My guest has had to reschedule. This is a smile of hiding grinding teeth, but she had to reschedule, and I have found a replacement whom I am speaking to. I swear to God, I'm not being rude. I'm just being a producer for my show, which comes up after this, the Gonzo Radio Show at 8 p.m. right after Blamegirl.
So and you're giving me time to get a watch party going.
And I'm stalling for you, of course. It's because I've got a lot of energy right now, man.
All right.
I don't listen. I'm sorry I didn't get the I didn't get the pre-show memo, because I'm a really fucking horribly disorganized executive producer. Just ask anybody.
Oh, I know.
But by all means, you have your topics that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me get out of your way.
Yes, you have to stay out of my way during my Who's to Blame segment, which I'm about to start now. You just listen. Okay. All right. So guys, last week we didn't get to talk much about Ahmaud Arbery, who was the gentleman that was shot, lynched, chased by 3 white guys who killed him. We didn't get to talk about that very much, and I want to talk about that a little this week, because that incident made me realize that I feel like some people need to hear the N word with the hard R before they will admit to racism occurring. Many people that saw that incident just automatically was like, oh my God, that's racist. Like, all he did was go in and view not an abandoned but a property that's under construction, which there's videos of multiple people even taking their kids to
There.
finally we
Our guest got here a little early, jumping in.
turn off
Sorry.
your-
Guests are
No
never
trading.
early. They're always on time.
We'll bring you.
This
we'll
thing's
bring
not
you
on,
in a
right?
few minutes, sir.
Not on live,
Nah,
but
not streaming live. No,
N-word, piece of shit, this, that. Oh, wait, is this thing on? Oh, my God.
Ray, we just got booted off of Facebook. Thanks.
why?
Yeah. What's going on?
All right, Fatchopz, turn off your camera and just listen. Everybody's just
Oh, God damn. You always got so many rules. Can
monologue.
you help me turn off my camera and listen? And I hate my background.
She's mean to us fat people. That's what it is.
I know. She's angry.
This was all just a ploy to get him to listen to our show.
Just
See how nice Gio's background is? Damn.
Okay,
Oh.
so as I was saying before, I was nicely interrupted by our guest that I am so happy he's joining us tonight, and I can't wait to get into this later with him. But so, like I was saying,
Oh,
I
no.
feel like some people need to hear the hard R in order to admit a race.
I don't know about the
So with Ahmaud Arbery, when that
Okay.
happened, I found myself debating with so many people
Maybe,
online.
she did that. I'm going to hurt me.
Hey, Fatchopz, we can still hear you if you could turn off
Oh.
your mic for a second. Sorry, he didn't come to the training seminar before the show, so we didn't get to.
We're all a little disorganized, right? We have professions. We have stuff to do during the day. Okay, but like I was saying, the hard R, and I'm just like, why? Who is to blame for that? Like, why can't people just listen to Black folks' testimony about racism and take them for their word? I always find people trying to sow doubt if we say something was racist. Like if we say the justice system is racist, they're like, oh, Black people are criminal, but they ignore like maybe the possibility that Black people are engaged more by the police and it looks like we're more criminal, you know, or that's just one example. So when I really look at it, I think who's to blame are those who want to maintain white supremacy, okay? That's why they don't want to believe it occurred. And I think that is taught in our schools. Like if you think about school, I know if I think about school, right? The way they taught slavery is, you know, slavery happened and it was bad, and President Lincoln,
Slavery's bad, okay?
this is grade school, and President Lincoln freed the slaves because he was a good guy. No, you learn in college that he freed the slaves to maintain the Union and not because it was the humane thing to do. You know, so I think us whitewashing history a lot in schools has something to do with it. I mean, if you just listen to people quote MLK to like, you know, counter the protests, they ignore the fact that MLK was hated and killed, and that, you know, he understood the point that you get to when you riot. So I think that our history has totally been whitewashed, again, to maintain white supremacy and make white people comfortable. I'm sorry, my white friends and family. I know y'all are listening. This might be a tough pill to swallow, and I'm probably not talking about y'all because y'all don't argue with me about it. You just, you know, you were taught well. Maybe I don't know. You were taught well. Another thing I notice when it comes to people who want to argue against something being racist, like the justice system, is they'll argue stats. Like you say, oh, Black men are more likely to get killed by the police. Their counter argument is always, more white men get killed by the police. And yes, that's true, because in raw numbers, there's more white men. There's 70%, 72.
4-to-1 ratio. White
Yep.
people to Black people. One
No, not even.
demographic is 13.5%. The other is 68%.
It's, well, I heard 72, but I think it's based upon whether or not you include white Latinos. But they're white to Black folks. So.
I'm not wearing shoes, so I can do the math.
Yeah, exactly. So they want to compare raw numbers to statistics when Black men are 2.5 times as likely to get shot by the police. You know what I'm saying? Why do they ignore that? I don't know. Is it in an effort to maintain white supremacy, and the justice system as it is a good enforcer of that, okay? Because it keeps a lot of Black people in prison in their place.
Hashtag math.
Thank you. Okay? Hashtag math. And if you think about like the education system, another thing that I find interesting is how like in America, you have so many people that hang on to that Confederate flag like nobody's business. Like they didn't learn like we all did that that's a losing flag. And the schools don't reinforce that. Yeah.
Losers.
Yeah, the losers.
Traitors.
All in an effort to maintain that white supremacy, okay, guys? And then you have just what I think is like racial sociopathy, right? And those are people that just, they don't care about people they can't identify with, plain and simple, right? You don't look like me, I didn't grow up with you, like I just can't even understand that you went through racism. I thought about that when I heard this week a young woman, she was arguing with her parents and her dad was like, well, they're just ghetto. I work around these people and you don't get it. And I'm just like, whoa, you know, that's just what some people think. Like,
what you mean these people?
What? You're throwing me off. Okay.
What are you calling you people?
The last thing I want to say on this point is that another reason I think people are hesitant to admit racism has occurred unless they hear a hard R is because sometimes they're just afraid that they're going to be called racist for something that they don't even understand is racist. You know what I'm saying? So they're not as likely to take that side when someone says that's racist. They're more likely to take a side that says, no, that's not racist, because they don't want to be in a position where someone's accusing them of racism down the line. And so with all that said, the reason I think some people just need to hear that hard R is it's all done in an effort to maintain white supremacy. And lastly, just maybe a little bit in an effort to make sure that they don't get accused of racism in the future. And that's all I have to say about that. So with that said,
get some, Dom.
Oh, wow. This is an easy conversation to just jump right into. Hold on. Let me, I'm having trouble swallowing this hard pill.
I say white.
Well, my only thing is, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying, but well, I mean, there's no but. I understand what you're saying, that a lot of white people don't think that racism has occurred.
Why do you have to like hear that? Because I brought up Ahmaud Arbery because that did occur. Like we found out.
Nobody would admit it was racism until they found out that the guy called him with a hard R.
Why did they say the N-word? And then like, okay, well maybe it was racist. Why?
Honestly, I mean, would it have been any different if that Travis McMichael, which by the way, can we just say, have you seen that guy's picture? He looks like a Travis McMichael. Like if you think of a redneck named Travis McMichael, boom, that's exactly the picture I would go.
He has Confederate flags all over his house.
But I will say, in that instance, would it be any less racist if he didn't use a hard R? I mean, that was pretty blatant in that one.
I mean, not for some people. Some people were like, no.
But what I will say too is that, you know, it's true, but not for every case. Like you look at Boston, that's like known as a racist city, and they don't pronounce any of their R's.
I can't.
All right, that's why I'm here. I mean, I got to lighten the mood. Listen, everybody, if you're new to the show, Gio can get very passionate. So they contractually, she needs an anchor to drag her down and pull her back, and that's what I am. I am.
You're not gonna be apology boy tonight. No.
She's blame girl, and I'm apologetic boy. And I don't think they really meant anything by it, Gio.
Just make sure you're not trying to maintain white supremacy.
This is a weird comic book.
Gonzo, what about you?
What about me? Let me tell you.
Comment on that, Blaine? Why do you think?
I can tell you, I remember the last time that I used the hard R.
You used to use the hard R?
I've used the hard R. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
It has been over 14 years since I have used the hard R.
Okay.
Okay. I will claim it was a crime of passion. It was a crime of intoxication. It wasn't an unprovoked crime. And maybe I would have even been better justified to use the A rather than the hard R. Okay, but other than that time, and believe me, in my stone stupor after the confrontation, after the two young African-American gentlemen left, and everything had calmed down, I was like, wow. I went like full on raging racist asshole like that. Okay. And take it from somebody who has that Hulk under control. Okay. The monster is in all of you. It's almost in your DNA because, like you said, we relate to people who look like us. Okay. We just do on a cellular level. But here's the problem. We're supposed to be higher evolved animals. We're supposed to be better evolved animals, you know, a higher functioning brain. Okay. And
we're supposed to be, but it still took a war to like.
Right. And this is part of our evolution though. It just is. It just, come on. Hey, we treat women like people now. Right? Voting and stuff, and you can be like the boss at jobs, and we'll let you fly planes. And did I mention vote?
It's not mansplain time.
I understand that. Yes, dear.
Yeah, your mansplain game is weak.
But the point is that this is all part of our evolution, not only as a society, but as human beings, because we have had that ingrained in us back when we were bonking each other over the head with rocks to pick our girlfriends.
I gotta say, like, I mean, I can relate with that because as a Black woman growing up in America, I mean, it's not like I always cared for white people, you know? Even when I moved out to the suburbs around them. But eventually, my mom didn't raise me like that. She didn't raise me to not like white people. She had white friends. She has white friends, you know? But you go through things in your life, like for me, like just battling with guys, okay? Black men will choose white women or Latina women in Texas a lot, and that makes you spiteful. So I have a time in my life where I was like, you know, didn't care for white girls or Latina girls or whatever. But I mean, I still had white friends, but I just wasn't.
And Gio, since you mentioned Latina and Latino, I think it's time. Our guest has been patiently waiting. This is about the time we would usually bring our guest in.
And I'm sorry, I meant Latinx.
That's another reason I'm here. I got to keep track of our time, you know. Otherwise, I know Gio. She could go on and on about things, but I gotta cut her off with stupid jokes and.
Don't get me and Gonzo going.
Not like there's another show coming on up right after you, so it's okay.
None other than South Florida comedian Fatchopz. We could get him in whenever he figures out how to hit the button.
Hit the button.
If he's on his phone, this might take a while because he's got big fingers.
No. I gotta hit the button.
He got one button. There's his voice. Let's see if we can get his face. There's a video.
Where's the other button? Start video. I'm gonna try that.
I believe in him.
He's fucking with us. I know he's fucking with us.
God damn, I can't get the background right. Hey guys, I'm in space.
That looks. I like that. That's awesome.
Nope.
Look at the duct tape on the top. Oh,
you got a
there
big
we go.
lotus behind you.
I see the
Put that up quick.
Good.
What's up, everybody?
Into the lotus. Welcome, Fatchopz.
Man, Gio can talk, huh? It's good to be here on the Angry Girl, the Sleepy Italian, and the Retired Biker Show. This is great.
Órale, ¿cómo está?
Yeah, Fatchopz is a comedian here in South Florida. He's I think you're a multi Florida's funniest. Right? You've been in the finals a few times for Florida's funniest.
I've been a semifinalist a couple times. Never made the finals, but you know, that contest has never been one to define anybody's talent.
I've heard, and But I wanted to just ask you, I know it's been a long time since you've run a
Mhm.
room. I know you used to run the home field. Is
Yeah.
that what it was called? Home field?
Home
And then
Field
I know you
Comedy Club was a
stopped running
club I used to run in Miami. Yeah. They went out of business a couple years back. And since then, I'm just bouncing around the scene, trying to make the most of it. Now I don't really know what the future of comedy is going to be.
Yeah, and you didn't have any interest in running any shows ever again since then, huh? It's a pain in the ass.
Running shows is a big commitment. It's not that I haven't had any interest. It's just the couple venues I tried, we couldn't put together a deal that was good for everybody. And if I can't pay the comics and guarantee to put on a good show, then I'm not interested. These shows can turn into just sort of an open mic. And not that there's anything wrong with open mics. I'm not interested in running an open mic, trying to put together a showcase at a good place. But we'll see. We'll see what comedy bounces back, and we'll see how it goes.
So what's your favorite venue now?
Oh my God, Swampgrass Willie's. Where else?
Yeah, 2 for 2, man. Well, I know we weren't last week's guest. We weren't her first choice. We were on the list.
Yeah. I won't be entering places that I can't escape from easily anymore. Places have to have at least a front door and a back door, a window I can open up to escape the COVID. It's going to be different for me. I was a germaphobe before this virus hit. So now that it hit, I just feel like hiding and staying away from people. I never liked shaking hands. I never liked.
You don't like bathroom stalls without doors? You got something against it?
Right. Yeah. Oh, look at Gio's dog. Hey, puppy.
Look at that. You got a little appearance in the background.
That's Gio's life partner.
That's one of them. I got 2 of them now.
So you don't have any shows you have coming up or anything like that?
No, man. I'm on complete break. I'll be honest. I have a couple dates booked at the Improv with the new Dope City tour when it comes back around with Matt and Tim. We'll see what happens in July. I think that's when the date is.
That's the old.
I got another a roast that's working at the Miami Improv.
Nice.
And then I think I got something booked in October. But
all right, look at that.
I'm telling you. Yeah, man, it's a light list for me.
Next time you're gonna just say I'm booked through October.
It doesn't seem like a priority anymore, Everything seems so stupid now. All that matters is your health and your family and a comfortable place to quarantine.
Exactly.
And comedy it's not that it's lost its relevance, it's still very important. But until they know how to take care of us and until audiences can find their vibe 6 feet apart, until we can all be sure to be safe, who wants to go to a theater and get coughed on right now?
They don't care in Florida. Have you been out? They don't care.
Well, the Improv cares. The Improv's been social distancing. They've had a few shows spread apart.
No, I mean the Florida men do not care.
Oh yeah, Florida's lost its mind. You're absolutely right. Depending on where you live, you guys live in North Palm. It's a little bit more behaved out there. I'm in Wellington. It's a little bit more behaved here. But right in the middle, people have lost their mind. West of me, people have lost their mind. If you're a hillbilly, you're not wearing a mask. The non-mask has become the new red hat. Somehow we politicize a virus. And to be quite honest, I won't go when I go into places and people walk behind me with a mask. I give them one of these because all they can see is my eyes anyway. So I just stare at them. I'm like, "Can I help you, sir? Could you maybe stand from behind me with your open ass mouth?" And I guilt them. I shame them. I use my size. My secret weapon is my size. None of them know that if they kick me in the knee, I'm worthless. They all think I'm a killer. So I use that power and I tell them, "Bitch, get away from me with your mask, you nasty, inconsiderate son of a bitch."
Let me just say this. If you ever make fun of my hair again, I'm going for your knees.
Gio, look how fresh these dreads are. Look at how clean that edge is. Let me just look to the side.
Wait. Before we get there, let me ask you something, Fatchopz.
You brought up the hair.
Do you have anything else to promote? And more specifically, where's my food?
Yeah, no, fuck promoting. But we could talk about whatever you got. Food, I'm here for you. I've been cooking for close friends and family. I'm an amazing cook. So I've been making plates for people. It's my little service.
Yes.
During this quarantine. You could trust me. I cook in a mask, I cook in gloves, and then I bring you clean food.
I got
we're providing each other service. Y'all helping me keep my lights on, and I'm helping keep you full.
Fatchopz. I gotta endorse the chicken marsala. It's still on my mind. But
Talk about it.
I need to get an order. Oh my God, it was so fucking good. Perfect.
Good.
I can vouch
Oh,
for that.
hell no.
Oh, nice background now, man. He's in space. Look at him.
I should just leave it, right?
Holy shit, he's got
Nobody's
his own
watching
orbit.
this anyway, I don't think.
But okay, well, I was gonna talk about your dreads. Why do you have dreads, Fatchopz? Who's to blame?
What's that? Who's to blame for my dreads? I guess narcissism. Probably. You know. I don't know. It was something I always kind of wanted to do, and I was getting old, and the gray is coming for me. And I figure I don't have a lot of years left with luxurious dark hair. So I figured one last time, you know, I'll try to do something gnarly with it. And I always wanted to have dreads, so I locked it up, I don't know, 5 years ago or so. I love it. They say white boys can't have dreads, but I don't know, man. I put in a good argument.
I just want y'all to know that this fool will be making fun of my hair.
Well,
You
look
got
at
a goddamn 1960s big-ass hair curler in the front. I know you sit there and fry that shit all day in a massive
Arm and
curler.
Hammer girl.
Looks like she uses a can of hairspray to curl the front.
I know.
What do you use to do that?
I gotta buy 2 cans of hairspray. One to wrap in her hair and one to spray it.
It looks like a Monster Energy drink holder, so you could just put the drink in there and keep it cold.
She's got a bottle of water in there right now.
All right.
I'm gonna fix this.
We got some random questions. We're gonna throw them out there for him.
You go first.
Ask me something.
We're losing him. Look at it. He's gonna get sucked
I'm
in
gonna fix
orbit.
it. Oh shit! I forgot about wearing pants.
Enrique says.
There's the moon.
Who wins a foot race between me and you? I know.
Who said that?
My boy.
Does it matter?
You tell Enrique, first of all, fuck him.
Your cousin. I'm just kidding.
Second of all, I lose every foot race. It doesn't matter who it's against. I haven't won a foot race since like 92.
He thinks a foot race is racing 1 foot.
Yeah. If we're racing to see whose feet get the gout first, I'll win that one.
I got a question for you. Hey, since you've been cooking, what is your favorite meal to cook?
Oof. It's almost an unfair question for a cook because, like, for y'all, cooking is labor. For me, I love it. So when you talk about the favorite meals, it's probably the ones that are the most complex. I just did a crab broil for my daughter's graduation, which was very successful. Bunch of lobster, bunch of crab, shellfish. I love Spanish foods. I love Italian foods. Probably my favorite to make is lasagna. I enjoy making it. It's labor intensive. I try to get as many layers in there as possible, and it's delicious.
That's on the menu now, huh?
What makes
Of course.
what makes cooking for you labor? What's that meal that just pisses you off when somebody wants you to make it?
It would have to be probably some of the more complex soups, like lobster bisque, something like a chicken and dumpling, where you got to start with just raw protein and water, cook everything down, and then start again. You know, you're almost making 2-3 different kind of soups. You start with a mirepoix, which is onions and carrots and garlic, and you got to recycle all that a couple times. It's very complicated. It takes 6-7 hours. Italian sauce, red sauce.
I want that next time.
Yeah, Italian sauce takes 6-7 hours. That kind of stuff is a little bit more difficult. You got to be home all day. You got to be able to watch your temperature. It's complex, but it pays off in the flavor.
I've taken up to making my own Sunday meatballs, is what it's called. But I
there you go.
I make it from like Pinterest. So Fatchopz, I want to transition a little bit. We were both at the same protest last Sunday. Were we not?
Yeah, that's amazing because usually everybody sees me. So I
What
don't
side
know.
were you on?
I have pics that I was there. I don't know if I've seen any pics from you. So I don't know if that's really true or not. I think you might be trying to piggyback that I went to the protest.
Pictures than you. I definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The protest was amazing. I wasn't going to go. I'll be honest. I had told my kids about it. My kids were very passionate about it. As the week went on, the protests were getting more violent. And I became concerned about their safety because, quite honestly, I'm not the athlete I was. Defending them in the middle of a riot isn't going to be as easy at 40 as it could have been at 25. So I told them that I was a little concerned, and I actually, honestly, was not going to go. but my children were very insistent. This means a lot to them. My son cried watching the video of George Floyd, as did I. I don't know what the fuck. It must have been the first thing on my fucking phone when I woke up that morning. And for some reason, and I guess it affected the whole country like this, but for some reason, as many of these as we've seen, the Floyd murder is the most disturbing. It's hard to quantify disturbance of murder videos, but if there's a such thing, that one was the worst. All the other ones were very quick. It's quick to shoot a gun. It's impersonal. It's still horrible, but it's so fast. This man stood on this motherfucker's neck and slowly murdered him, and it was horrible to watch him cry for his mother. I don't know that I've ever seen anything so horrible. And the kids were affected. They wanted to go. We went, and on the side note, it was also the first time out of quarantine in 3 fucking months. So we were out with people, fresh air. We were stimulated. We were excited. And it was one of the best days that I had. It felt great to be out there with our people, mixed race, mixed gender, mixed age group. You would have been surprised how many very old white people were out there. There was white people in their early 60s, my parents' age, that were out there marching. And there was no violence. There was one guy who drove by yelling the N-word and spit at people. And then before people could even react, he was already taken off in the truck. So he proved to be a bitch ass. Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, did you get, like, we all ended up grouped down by the pavilion? Were you? I didn't like.
I was at the very beginning, at the start of it. We were probably 10 minutes early by the fountain, ironically, right across from the Improv. And they all walked all the way down to Sapodilla, over to the courthouse, and then down Banyan to come back. I went to the corner at Sapodilla and then stayed there because first I ran into a reporter who knew me from the Palm Beach Post. We did an interview. My kids went with my wife to go do the circle because I was tired. I'll be honest, I was fucking gassed. Then I stood on the corner with my sign on that 4-way street and was actually helping people who were late, couldn't find the marchers, sending them down there, down here. I found my value. When we went back to the car and the mob was coming back, the car was parked at the bottom of the, that's horrible. The car, what did I do? I went to space. I don't know how that happened. Man, that's awesome.
Look at this.
But long story short, we got in the car and just zipped around on Rosemary to beat the crowd out. The big crowd passed, and before the cops came, we followed the crowd all the way out to Okeechobee. We got out before the madness started. We were there a good hour, and we were out of there probably, I don't know, 4:15 or something like that. We'll try to fix this.
Yeah, he looks like Galactus.
That real quick, because I want to ask.
Somehow I look more handsome though.
One more question about some social justice. I saw on your Facebook.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna stop the video, but I can hear you. Go ahead.
I saw on your Facebook you were talking about your cousin who is I don't know where he's at, but he encountered something pretty crazy. Why don't you talk about it?
Yeah, my cousin lives in Georgia, but he was in Portland. He's a writer. He's a freelance writer. Turns in stories for Vice, for Vox, for Playboy, for all these places. Very talented kid. Puts himself out there in the mix. His last article was about the horrendous behavior that takes place on 8chan and how the original
8chan. I know 4chan.
Yeah. 8chan is where these mass shooters put their manifestos up. And the previous CEO of the place has now made it his life's work to stop the work of the new owners to prevent this kind of shit from happening. He almost sort of regrets the monster that he created in 8chan. And it's a very interesting story I didn't know about. But anyway, if you could look on Twitter now, I don't know how to send you guys the link, but yeah, my cousin was beat up by the Portland police. And somebody else actually had it recorded, and he was maced. They shot him in the face at close range. It is on Twitter here at TVA with 4 Ys after it. The video's there. TVA with 4 Ys.
TVA with 4 Ys.
Yeah, he had his press credentials on, and he caught the police beating up a dude. So he's saying, "Hey, get off him, man, and let me see your badge number and what's going on here." And the cops were more or less, fuck you, and hit him right across the thigh with a baton. Immediately slowing him down and putting him on the ground, and then started jabbing at him with the baton like a sword, sticking him. And he starts running, and the cops running after him, chasing him down. So when he stopped and turned around, the cops shot him right in the fucking face. So they're supposed to be aiming neck down, and they're not supposed to shoot gas canisters at anybody. It almost works like a fire extinguisher. And they opened it up close range, blasted him right in the face, and he was blinded for 15, 20 minutes. It was actually the guy that shot that Twitter video who picked him up and helped carry him out of further harm's way. It's a dramatic story, but again, this is the important part of that, because this is a Black issue, and it's beautiful that mixed races are standing up to protest too. But look what it's becoming now. It's becoming what it truly is, which is a police brutality issue, an abuse of power issue. Their response,
they're everybody now.
Yeah, their response to being caught beating up Black people was to beat the fuck out of everybody. Spray them, gas them, beat them. And what are we learning? That this is how they deal with frustration.
It's because they're losing their power. And that's also why white supremacists are acting the way they are, going to fucking protest and spitting on people, because they're losing their power.
That's right. And you know what's interesting?
And I am glad. Dom, do you have any more questions? Because we're about to play the blame game.
We're going to go to the blame game? I have one more very important question that I asked last week. I'm going to ask it.
Yeah, Dom, say something, because we're starting to think that this is just like at your house. You don't get to get a fucking word in.
Well, once you open the floodgates, I might not shut the fuck up. So I got
open them.
It's the Blamegirl podcast with Dom Nesci, not the Dom Nesci podcast.
Not enough men talking on the show for you. Don't worry, he gets his monologue at the end.
This is yeah. Don't worry, I get my time. I get my time to shine.
Everyone's always asking that. Fassel last week. Does Dom talk?
This is a question that just has always interested me.
This is why Gio's gonna be single forever. But go ahead, Dom.
I'm 40, dude. Like, it's fine.
Don't worry, you're not missing anything. I'm hiding in a basement right now.
I know.
Florida doesn't even have basements, but we figured it out. Fatchopz, what is your favorite thing to watch on television when you're high?
Well, first of all, Dom, that's not a basement. It's a hole you dug in your backyard so that you can escape from the family. That's a piece of plywood on top of you. I helped you build it, so I know. First of all, that's a pretty interesting question, because quarantine has been fun. So I'm going to be honest. I'm going to treat you like an adult and be honest. I love all the intellectual shows. Don't get me wrong. I love crime dramas. I love to get into a good story. But since you asked my favorite thing to watch, it's connected to my favorite thing to do, which is to get high. So I get on my edibles. I smoke a lot. And you know what my favorite shit is to fucking watch? Anime, bro. Motherfucking Ghost in the Shell series was awesome. I'm watching it. Look at Gio. I swear, single forever.
I didn't say when you're jerking off. I said when you're high.
Oh, am I saying anime? Is that the porn one? What's the one that's not porn? It's not
no. It's both. It's both. Anime can be both.
Okay.
I'm just assuming.
And I like cartoons, bro. Rick and Morty and fucking South Park and shit, bro. I'm like a big child. So when I'm really relaxing, I like to laugh. And I watch cartoons.
I love it, man. That's my second favorite after Planet Earth. I like to watch the nature channels and just
Planet Earth is the shit, bro.
Blows my mind. Those ocean ones, I wonder, why are we still looking for aliens, man? We got crazier shit in our oceans. We haven't even discovered our whole ocean. This isn't my turn to answer questions. So sorry, I'm just see, you asked me why I don't talk, and now I won't shut the fuck up.
Give him just a little, give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Have you ever seen Dom perform? Like, come on.
No, I don't call it performing, but yes, I've seen Dom with a microphone in front of him.
No, like seriously, he will have his time. Okay, so with that said, it's time to play the blame game. Are you guys ready?
Oh, this is what I got to do to make my double chin go away. Oh, look at that. Damn, why didn't y'all tell me? This is better right here.
You're not ready.
Oh, I see now. Look how much more handsome I am when I'm not like this. Oh! Hey, let me get your number. Man.
You know,
what's up, girl? All right, let's go.
Test all that out before, but
okay, Gio, thank you. Very helpful.
So
Gonzo, shut the fuck up.
I'm You know what kind of woman it takes to control like 3 men in a conversation?
Only one Gio. It's just one Gio is enough.
Okay, now it's my turn. All right, it's time for the blame game, everyone. So this is the deal. I hate new rappers' names. Who's to blame? Go.
Well, first of all, are you stealing my bit just because I'm here, or what?
Yes.
That's like my latest 10 minutes. I don't know if you're trying me or what.
You go first.
But who's to blame? Actually, young people. This is what young people relate to. You know, the more that we complain about new rappers and new rappers' names, we sound old. This is the same way our parents talked about Jay-Z and Biggie. You know, my parents were like, "What the fuck is that shit?" It's like talking.
They're stupid too. Like,
yeah. Well, maybe, but yeah, the young people are to blame. Probably white. You know, they're the ones who they consume music, they buy shit, they download SoundCloud. So I'm gonna blame young white people.
What are some of your names that you hate the most?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, Tekashi by himself is probably the worst thing ever. He's a white Asian who somehow gets to use the black lingo all the way to words, and he seems to get some kind of pass. Yeah, Latinx. What does that mean? That means like his mother fucked a Filipino guy sometime, and his, yeah, like, you know, and he's a full-blooded snitch, and it sounds like some kind of weird, like an Asian food item on a menu. You know, like, let me get some of that Tekashi. That shit looks fucking gross. I'll take that. You know, it's boring and it's terrible. And then the Lils are terrible. Lil Peep, Lil Pump, Lil Weirdo, Lil Xans, Lil Mama, Lil Joe, Lil Michael, Lil Janet. Oh, what the fuck?
Where's that stuff?
Nobody's using any creativity. And you ain't all Lil. One of them's like 6'6".
Lil Apology Boy, what you think about that? Who's to blame for these names?
I think who you got to go back in order to go forward. I blame Prince. Prince was so great and so ahead of his time that we still haven't even gotten to the point where people are naming themselves symbols anymore. Like, we're not even there yet. That's how ahead of the curve Prince was. But I think once he did that, he opened the door for everybody to just put numbers and symbols and backwards Z's and all that.
I would go more like Puffy. Puffy made it silly, you know.
Oh.
And on that note, though, Fatchopz is saying about where all these littles came from.
Watch your fucking anime.
Guys, I got to go.
No.
I got to go. I do. It's not optional. I got to go set up my own shit.
Understood.
Gonzo radio show coming on at 8 o'clock with Sam Singh.
What's the worst?
Bye, Gonzo.
Trippish. Good to see you, Chops. I'll talk to you guys later.
Let's talk soon, Gonzo.
All right, Gonzo. Thank you. Anyway, I'm sorry I got to you last. Next week, I'll be better.
That's all right.
So,
are we all leaving now, or how does this work?
No, we're not.
I got time with you, man.
Oh, good. Okay.
We got time for Dom to do a little mansplaining to us.
That's coming up.
Part where Dom gets to talk.
Is that right now?
Yeah. No. I mean, we can. We're still.
Well, I still had some things to say about these mumble rappers, man.
Oh, okay. Please.
I don't know if it's like the acceptance, like since back, in the 80s, it was like people were homophobic, and now it's very acceptable, which is fine. That's, that's what it should be. But I feel like they're always trying to make like some sort of a statement. They all, I don't know if the pictures came up on the screen. Every one of them has pink hair. They all have pink hair now.
That's weird.
Little Yachty, Tekashi, the white guy. They've all got pink hair now. We put up pictures. I think they were up. I don't know. I can't see on this side of the screen.
Not anymore. They're not up anymore.
They were up.
Yeah.
Well, if you review them, you'll see. They all have pink hair. So I blame Prince and pink hair.
Like,
and Purple Rain.
Do you think it's just them wanting to be like, stand out like the most?
Absolutely. They name themselves before they accomplish anything. You used to get named based on your accomplishments. Now they name themselves before they do anything so they could stand out.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think.
Damn kids.
What did he say?
Canned tits. What's wrong with him?
Rap it on my lawn.
Okay.
He doesn't listen to rap. He's confessed as much because he's lame.
I listen to real rap like Coolio and Puff Daddy.
White supremacy. If you don't
Nobody's ever called Coolio a real rapper, bro.
That's because he's been.
That's how you know he don't listen to hip hop right there. Yo, I listen to real hip hop like Ludacris and Crucial Conflict and maybe some other guys. What the fuck? I listened to the Tang Wu Clan.
Oh yeah, that was a great name. You know,
it's a tribute band.
I like this band from Texas called Gorilla Mob. That sounds like strong, you know? Gorilla Mob.
They sound dangerous.
Yeah. But
let's go.
I can't even tell you names of people today because I don't know them. XXXX, the one that died? Triple X.
Oh, that's Elon Musk's kid, right?
Elon Musk.
AEOX squared. You didn't see that motherfucker's name?
No, I heard.
What is it? What is it? Elon Musk's kid can already rap? That's amazing, bro. I knew that kid was going to be a genius. He's like 7 days old and he's already a rapper. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but the robot does all the work.
Good story, Gio.
Okay, anyway. So, with that said, since he thinks this is a roast show where you roast the host,
I think it's time. That I take the spotlight for a minute. I wrote down a couple of things. I want to help the female species, get along with life.
Are they a species?
Yeah, every week. But, well, I mean, I don't count them as one, but you're supposed to say that. Every week.
You're also supposed to say species and not species, but it didn't fucking stop you from saying it wrong.
Species.
He's not gonna let you mansplain tonight.
Let's all talk about the female feces, Dom. Go ahead.
Girls don't do that. In fact, I think we cover that in my mansplain. So from that moment, I'm gonna take this now.
Gio does. Gio very proudly shits in parts.
I'm gonna give you some advice to girls. I wrote down some things I'm gonna read to you. Last week I taught you very, very thoroughly how to change a tire. This week it's grilling. Gio. Some things were just not meant for Karen, Felicia, Becky, or Keisha, and manning the grill on barbecue Sunday is more than a perfect example. But if you insist on trying to impress your chick support group by leaving your girls by the pool to sip daiquiris and gossip about what housewives are sluts and which aren't, to show that you're an equal, that's adorable, and here are a few tips so you won't mess it up too bad. First, you'll need to make sure there's beer. Keep it somewhere convenient in the refrigerator so that you can deliver it to your man in a timely manner. No man will wait for your heart react to your miserable friend's Facebook post about how much weight she pretended to lose before he gets his beer. You'll also need an apron. You should have a variety in the kitchen already. Wear something sexy, preferably. Men deserve someone helpful, quiet, and nice to look at when cooking.
Quiet? Okay.
You want to season the meat. You want to season it more than a white person, but less than a black person. You want it to have flavor, but not be so overwhelming, like the perfect woman. Seasoning and marinating should be somewhat easy for you broads to figure out, since these are things that can be done in the kitchen. At this point, grab him another beer. This is your moment to shine, Toots. We need to decide whether to use charcoal or propane gas. And since girls don't fart, we'll go with charcoal for this example. Charcoal is dirty, and we wouldn't want you to get a smudge on that new pink Hollister halter top, so ask the nearest man to do it for you. You have to be careful lighting the grill. It gets hot, and you girls get enough hot flashes, as we all know. So let a man do it and keep your manicure intact one more day. It's beer time, sweetie. Try to get into a rhythm. If we have to ask you every time we need a beer, what are you doing here? Once hot, place your meat on the grill, let it cook. You don't want to mess with it, even though I know how eager you ladies are to handle meat. So go make some chamomile tea or a cosmopolitan and keep yourself busy and out of the way. When you flip your meat, it's better to let a man do it, since we're all used to flipping you guys around when we're done with one side, so we know exactly when the time is right. Remember, you want it to be tender, but keep all the juices locked in as long as possible. Pet, where's my beer? Thank you. Once your male counterpart tells you the meat is done, remove it from the grill and let it sit at least 10 minutes. I recommend making your kale salad or smoking a Virginia Slim at this time, because you're sure to be shaken up after that meaty, manly experience. Lastly, thank the man who provided this expertise. Enjoy your meal and keep quiet. A man's work is never done, so the last thing he needs after slaving over a hot grill is to hear your yapping about who you saw at the market or the salon. Babe, I need a fucking beer. And you've just been mansplained to, Gio.
That's some bit, guys. Really.
Thank you.
I see what you did there.
In case you find yourself
Brett
grilling.
Morris says that this is his favorite new segment. Is your mansplaining segment?
No, it's not a segment. This is just advice. I'm trying
gotta
to give the
say,
ladies.
you were not fucking invited to any of my picnics, and you know what? You
I'm
get
not invited to the cookout?
whole for Christmas, okay?
Oh.
And I will make your meat tender.
Woo!
Okay.
I thought I wasn't invited.
That ain't at the cookout.
Oh, look at this. Guys, we gotta go. So I'm in the basement here.
Sorry, Christina. I'm coming.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to flirt somewhere else. It's getting weird.
Yeah, flirt with Fatchopz. He's our guest.
Sexual tension between you two is fucking palpable.
In this basement, you don't even know. I'm not even wearing pants.
I haven't worn pants in 3 months.
I'm jealous.
Except for when I'm cooking.
Like a couple of days ago,
Hope
you
so.
did not have on pants. You did not have on pants.
Fatchopz takes his pants off when he's cooking to keep the flies off the food.
He was flirting. So.
Extra flavor.
What do you think about that segment, man? Like, I can't. Dom
I
did
mean, I wanted to agree with him, and I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but I happened to have been over one of Dom's barbecues, and he can't barbecue for shit. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Motherfucker served me overcooked hamburger and fucking cheese. How does cheese not melt on a grill? How'd you overcook a burger, but the cheese is fucking cold? You know how impossible that shit is to do?
It's the impossible burger.
You gotta be aggressively terrible to fuck a burger up that bad. And Dom cooks like a lady. So he really has no business fucking lecturing anybody.
You're ruining the whole image, man.
I'm mansplaining to you, Dom. Now for Chop segment, alpha mansplaining.
All this male toxicity going around.
Woo! Got heated in here for a minute.
So,
What's that when you're grilling?
We know you don't have anything coming up this week. If someone was interested in getting a little meal from you, what would they need to do?
Just hit me up on Facebook Messenger. We'll talk about it. It's for right now. It's just honestly, it's a service I provide really just to people I like. I know once if I ever start to advertise and grow it into something, it's going to involve interactions with people that I don't like as any business, and I'm not ready for interactions that I don't like. I've been fucking blocking people, unfollowing people, so I look stupid to go to somebody's house who I don't like anyway. Like, here's the delicious food I fucking worked real hard for, It really is a labor of love. I do it for people I like.
Yeah. Dom, what do you have going on this week? You got anything
Tomorrow night, I have plans. I am going out to watch my first comedy show in about 3 months. There's going to be some comedians on stage. I think Nico Bowling and Jackie Sanchez, who we had on last week, and some girl named Giovanni Neal is going to be on the show.
Oh my God.
Where's this?
It's in Jupiter. It's at Jesse Denny's new room in Jupiter, Average Joe's.
Can I just say, I was thinking.
Oh my God. Average Joe's used to do comedy 5-6 years back. John Hine used to host it. That was one of the rooms Tim Hanlon was at all the time. It was a great comedy, little comedy scene out there. They like to go to local art shows and stuff. You might have a good show out there. Average Joe's is a nice place.
Why Jupiter didn't have shows, but yeah, Dom, I really thought that show. Oh my God, I thought it was on Wednesday. You were so
Maybe
right.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Tomorrow, and
it's not important. Nobody's gonna be there anyway.
It's not true. I'll be there.
Improv either.
Yeah. How are they sitting people apart at Average Joe's? Is it all bullshit? Is it just gonna be? What if it's a packed house? That's the interesting question. What if you walk into Average Joe's and there's 75 people in there and only half of them are wearing masks? Are you performing?
Hell yes.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. I wouldn't go anywhere near it, man. I'll be honest.
I'll sit out front the whole time until my time to go on stage.
Right. They would have to make some concessions for comedians because I'm not willing to just be around 75 people. I'm not going to shake hands. I'm not going to hang out. I would prefer if the front row wasn't that close to me.
Yeah, I
You know,
take a
so
hard
people-
stance on that, like you guys. But if they give me a free drink ticket or two, then all fucking bets are off.
Yeah, you're a whore from way back.
I'll
drink-
dance on the bar. I won't even.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
drink
even
gets
invited.
a lot out of
I
Dom.
want to watch them.
You should come out tomorrow, Fatchopz.
That's absolutely not going to happen. But thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, we can make plans off of the air too. You know, we don't have to.
I'll tell you my plan right now is to not go to your comedy show tomorrow night. I'm just, it's no offense.
For anybody
But,
who wants
you
to,
guys
8
gotta
o'clock
knock off
tomorrow night.
Knock off the rust a little bit, If I go out now and I hear you motherfuckers doing your same sets, I'm done. I won't never go back outside again. Nobody has any excuse. I would rather hear all of you do COVID-19 jokes than hear your old set.
I am doing my same thing.
COVID-19. That was so last month.
I'm instilling methods that I learned.
5,000 new cases, brother.
So anyway, but yeah, that's what I mean. You're gonna be at that venue too soon, Dom, right?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I didn't want to step on your toes of your show, but if you guys want to come to the better one, it's in 2 weeks.
The who?
The better show.
Who's
It's the
on
same
your
place.
show?
I'm on it in 2 weeks. I didn't want to step on your show.
Who's on your
I'm gonna
show?
bring it up.
Well, why don't you stop fucking mumbling and maybe we'll figure out where the fuck it is.
I'm trying to be a rapper. My name is Lil Dom.
Who is on your show, Dom? Who is on
That's
your
what
show?
I call my penis.
All right.
I don't know who's on my show, but don't worry. Let's focus on your show tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Average Joe's in Jupiter. That's,
Average Joe's tomorrow, Jupiter, and it is time to welcome in our next.
the next show on the lineup.
It's the Gonzo Radio Show on the Gonzo Radio Network.
Where is he?
I'm sorry I didn't get to y'all's comments again.
What are you guys drinking tonight? What's everybody drinking?
Gio looks good today, man. She's making my little Dom excited.
Don't stand up.
I had to. It's called a callback, guys. I'm rusty. Trying to get that Arizona can out your forehead.
I'm thirsty.
Like an extra large Heineken in the can. Where the fuck is Gonzo? What kind of professional is this?
He popped in, he popped out. We do a little crosstalk. Apparently,
Oh,
not
so how's
right
this
now.
work? Now y'all on his show?
He might be waiting on no.
You gonna try to drag me through another hour of this?
I can't wait to see what guest he has today because I know he was saying he had guest issues.
So
maybe
he might
we'll
not have a guest. Maybe there is no guest. Maybe we're the guest.
Looks like Gonzo didn't even show up.
Yeah, God, nobody showed up to the show, huh?
Can you stop roasting people?
This is the hour and a half
Very
version
difficult.
of the Blamegirl podcast with Dom Nesci.
No, I don't go an hour and a half. I only get paid for an hour.
I never have.
You people are still here?
Welcome. So who do you have on your show tonight?
How was your nap?
Ma'am, you have the password to get into this room? It's the same one as every week. Yeah, it's the same one every week. Now you know I'm breaking the fourth wall. Now everybody knows our shit. But yeah, I have a fancy production app called vMix. It's really, really good, and I paid a lot of money for it. And its call function is just it's just crazy because I tried to use it like 8 times and it's worked 3 times, and this was not one of them. But my guest is feature entertainer Katie Bright, which will be coming in, and there's Sam checking in right across the studio from me. And
She's in.
Hi, Sam.
yeah,
Hi.
Welcome.
Ooh, this is very quiet.
yeah, and I'm probably going to end up having to wear the headphones. That's okay. It's all good. You can hear me, right? You hear everything
Am I
fine?
quiet?
I
I
didn't
don't
think
know.
about that. We can hear each other in each other's
Gonna
microphones.
have to project.
All right. Well,
Okay,
Good
we'll
job.
work on the same volume.
thank you so much for joining us
Oh,
tonight.
good.
I'm
It's
gonna-
okay.
Thank you.
You guys go ahead and check out, and we'll go ahead and check in after you.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me, everybody. Have a great show tomorrow, guys. Bye, Gonzo.
Until next week. Bye, everybody.
For Gonzo Radio, this is Super Time 6000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station, coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Wilker saying, watch Transformers.
This has been a Gonzo Radio Network production. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.